Chapter 10: The Awakening Mechanism. The resonance deepened until it felt like standing inside a heartbeat. Elara held her hands steady near the flowing lattice of the anchor, breath slow, senses extended as far as she dared. Golden currents threaded through her awareness like familiar pathways, but now they carried something new, a presence. Not conscious in the way people were, but intentional. Kaelen stood opposite her, shadow currents coiling gently around his arms, grounding the deeper flows. The tether between them shone faintly, no longer just a constraint, but a bridge. "It's responding," Elara whispered. "Yes," Kaelen said softly. "It recognizes alignment." Another low tone vibrated through the chamber, richer, layered with harmonics that seemed to echo through stone and air alike. Then the lattice shifted, not violently, deliberately. Golden and silver strands rearranged themselves, revealing a deeper structure hidden within, a circular formation of interlocking nodes that pulsed with quiet light. Elara's eyes widened. That wasn't visible before. Kaelen stepped closer. "A dormant mechanism," he said. She leaned forward, studying the patterns. "This is a control interface," she murmured, "or a failsafe." The currents slowed, as if waiting. "For input," she finished quietly. A sudden wave of pressure surged downward. Elara gasped. "They've intensified the severance," she said, gripping the edge of her focus. "Primary conduits are collapsing." Above, she could feel Aethelgard's energy shifting, golden flows tightening like ropes pulled too hard. The anchor responded with a deeper vibration. Kaelen's voice remained steady. "What does the mechanism require?" Elara traced the nodes with her gaze. "Synchronization," she said slowly. "It needs both aspects, light and shadow, fully integrated." He nodded. "As it was designed." She hesitated. "There's more," she said quietly. Kaelen watched her. "It's asking for a stabilizing presence, someone attuned deeply enough to guide the reconfiguration." His expression softened slightly. "You," he said. Elara swallowed. "I think so." The chamber dimmed slightly as the anchor redirected energy inward. Elara stepped closer to the circular formation. "If this works, it may rebalance the system, redirect flows so neither world is drained." "And if it fails?" Kaelen asked gently. She met his gaze. "Then the stress could collapse both networks." He inclined his head. "Then we proceed carefully." She smiled faintly. "That's the plan." Elara extended her hands toward the central node. Light gathered around her fingers, not forceful, but precise, shaped by years of practice and instinct. Kaelen placed his hand near an adjacent node, shadow currents flowing steadily into the structure. The tether brightened, threads of soft luminescence weaving between them. The mechanism awakened fully. Nodes lit in sequence, forming intricate patterns of energy that spiraled outward through the lattice. Elara felt information flooding her awareness. Structural maps, harmonic equations, centuries of accumulated adjustments. "It's showing me the system, all of it." Kaelen's voice anchored her. "Stay present." She nodded, focusing. She saw Aethelgard above, radiant yet strained, its light gilding pulling more heavily than ever. She saw the shadow wilds, resilient but thinning, currents weakening under the load. And she saw something else, a pathway, hidden. A third configuration, one that allowed mutual exchange rather than a unilateral draw. It was never meant to be a siphon. It was meant to be a partnership. Kaelen's eyes reflected quiet understanding. "Then we restore it." Elara guided the flows carefully, adjusting harmonics at key nodes. Golden currents softened, redistributing through alternate pathways, while shadow currents rose to meet them in balanced exchange. The anchor pulsed steadily, responding to each change. For a moment, equilibrium seemed possible. Then, a violent surge from above. Elara cried out as a sharp pulse slammed through the network. "They've initiated a full severance wave," she said. The lattice shuddered. Several outer strands flickered dangerously. Kaelen reinforced the shadow currents, voice calm. "Hold steady." Elara focused harder, weaving stabilization patterns as quickly as she could. "I can't maintain both adjustments and structural integrity. It's too much." Kaelen looked at the mechanism, then at her. "Share the burden." She hesitated. "How?" Kaelen stepped closer, placing his hand gently over hers, their palms separated only by the thin veil of flowing energy. The tether flared, warm, bright. Elara felt his presence fully for the first time, steady, grounded, carrying centuries of patience and strength. Their energies aligned, the load balanced between them. Her breathing steadied. "Better?" he asked softly. "Yes," she said, surprised by the calm that settled within her. Together they guided the flows. The chamber filled with harmonious resonance, deeper, richer than before. Nodes stabilized, fractures ceased spreading. The anchor glowed with renewed coherence. Elara exhaled slowly. "It's working." Kaelen allowed a small smile. "I never doubted." She glanced at him. "You're very reassuring. And you are very capable." A quiet warmth passed between them, unspoken but unmistakable. Suddenly, a new vibration emerged, subtle but unmistakable. Elara frowned. "That's not from above." Kalen's expression sharpened. "No," he said quietly, "that is from within." The mechanism shifted again, revealing a deeper core beneath the nodes, glowing faintly with ancient light. Elara stared. "There's another layer." "What does it do?" Kaelen asked. Elara extended her senses, then inhaled, sharply. "It's a relocation protocol," she said slowly, "for contingency." "For what?" he asked. She met his gaze. "If separation becomes unsustainable, for merging the realms." Silence filled the chamber. Kaelen absorbed this calmly. "A last resort," he said. Elara nodded. "Yes." Another tremor rippled through the system, gentler now, but persistent. Above, Aethelgard's energies wavered. Below, the shadow wilds stirred. Elara looked back at the glowing core. "If balance cannot be restored," she said quietly, "the anchor may attempt to bring the worlds together." Kalen's voice was steady. "Then we must ensure balance is restored." Elara nodded. Together they turned back to the flowing lattice, holding the fragile equilibrium as the system continued to awaken. And far above, the golden city trembled.